Okay, guys. Time to start. So, today it's game 10, and Ding is playing white. We know that partly his preparation, or at least some games that he played against his coach, Rappert, were leaked. We don't have any specific confirmation on that, but I think it's quite clear, seemingly, and rumors say that that's the case. So I haven't seen the games. To be honest, I'm not too interested in them, but later on we'll check in any case, because I'm professional. I have to do things properly. And if you have the link to the base, how to search the base at the lichess, please send and share. Otherwise, anyway, we're waiting for the game 10. Anything can happen today. Those players had a rest day, which is normal because it's impossible for one player to play against himself. That's why now we will just see who deals with this rest day better. Is it the player who is leading, Jan Nepomniachtchi, or Liren, who has to win, and certainly he's in a must-win situation in the next games, 5 games left, and today is the white-colored game for Liren, so he will try to exert pressure on Nepo. Thank you, congratulations to everyone, and with so Ramadan now, Eid Mubarak to everyone in the world, and we are starting the stream, and we're just waiting for the moves to come, and it's just okay, it's just 10 minutes left, so yeah, we can just elaborate maybe a bit more of what can happen. So most probably he was getting a lot of good positions with close lines, so I don't expect any e2 e4s today. And well, I think that it's something maybe in Nimzo, or some crazy Catalan style with some sacrifices of pawn and stuff. There are different lines like this possible. Maybe something else, depends on what they were looking at in the training sessions and so on. So anything is possible here, any line more or less, even f3 possible, of course. I don't expect any kind of bishop g5 very offbeat stuff, but it should be something solid. Generally, I would propose to Ding in this situation, of course, to go for something that he really feels well, is some positions with a strong center, as he really plays them well in one of the games, this kind of stuff. So he went for it, some direct line, I agree, but the game he won was also very typical to this structure. He had this d4, c4 pawns. I will just remind you, he went c4 stuff, and it was this, knight f6. Yeah, knight f6, this kind of stuff, knight c3, e5, knight f3, knight c6, e3, this and this. And then black was taking on c3 positions, and we take c3 and then e4. And we have witnessed the win by Liren in this line, so I did not expect it to happen today, because of course the Jan's team would prepare for it, so I guess they're trying to avoid preparation and just try to surprise Nepomniachtchi in the situation. So I'm also very excited to see what what will be the opening. And guys, yeah, Saleh Hakhars, if you have the link, please can you just share the link so that everyone can see, and also we can check the games later on. I would be very happy to see the games. Yep. So let me see if the players are already in the playing zone. Yeah, also like the stream, of course, guys, and subscribe. That's clear that you have to do this. So let me see. Okay. Yeah, the players are not in the hall right now, and I think they're coming like 5 to 3 minutes before the game. And usually, even if they came earlier, I mean that's the usual thing. You just spend your time like taking coffee and just getting used to the atmosphere of the hall. It doesn't matter that you're coming there almost every day, but just the fact that you have to get used to the atmosphere all the time, ambience. You're just coming some tea, some stuff, and so on. Yeah. So I'm expecting them to come right in a few minutes time. It was too expensive to buy the feed transmission rights, broadcast rights, I think they're called. So I created a little atmosphere behind me there that is more or less resembling the match. So we can see some official streams are starting soon as well. Namzesh is asking who is the best Indian chess player at the moment. It's hard to say. You see that Arjun made a great tournament there in Kazakhstan. I think he just had like 9.5 out of 11 or something. It was an amazing field. That was really impressive. I didn't check the games, but the result is very impressive. Arjun or Prague, but there's Gukesh as well. Yeah? So these three. Well, hard to say, but many people say that Prague's talent is like a very universal style, and he has a bright future. But it's really hard to say. I mean, depends how they will approach the working process, the way they work on chess, the way they look after themselves in terms of professionalism, how much time they spend on chess, how much time they spend on all this preparatory works and stuff, like all these openings and so on. What is their repertoire? How do they deal with the best players in the world? Also important because they can just play one tournament, let's say, where they will suffer, and then for a long time you don't get this important confidence to beat the best players in the world and so on. What happened with the volume, guys? Is it just far from me, the mic? Let me try to. Now, yeah, if I talk closer, yeah, of course, it's better. But is it too low or is it fine? Because it's in the yellow area, which usually Samai was telling me it's good. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say if something sharp will be played today or just something slow to play for a long game. What do you think, guys? Messy hair for me. I would prefer Ronaldo hair, but it's messy hair for me, so that's okay. You guess c4. You guess c4. Yeah, c4 is possible. He won a game there, but d4 he also got an advantage, but very sharp game. I don't know if it's in style of Ding too much to play like this every day, but I would think that anything with a slight pressure would be more preferable for a long fight, for a long game. And I can also see that it's just 3 minutes left till they start, correct? Megas Alexander says, Tamer, we would like to invite you in Greece, Ioannina City. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've been to Greece many times. Beautiful country. I won the European Championship there when I was 12. I think I was 12. I won the European Championship under 18. And of course, I've played a lot of times in Greece in many championships throughout my career. And also the Greek Team League, I think. Also, we won the European Team Championship with the Team Azerbaijan in 2000, what was it? Around 17 or something. Also, we took the bronze there with the Azerbaijan team. Well, a lot of tournaments I've played in Greece. Beautiful country, beautiful places around there. Yeah, a lot of islands that we visited. I think Rhodes Island. Um, the championship, European Championship, I won in Litahoro. I've been to Saloniki, Athens, and many places, of course. Halkidiki and all that. Tom Smith, what's your favorite country for vacation? Well, I would say maybe Spain. Spain. Also, south of France. There are very beautiful places as well in Turkey. And if I would pick one, I would say Spain. Like for the holiday season, something. Okay, the players are in the hall, I think, or not? Oh, not yet. Wow, it's 1 minute left. Do they have any penalties for being late? Akshay is asking if I go to watch F1 race. I think, well, still thinking, not sure. We'll decide on the next week. What are we drinking today? Coffee, cappuccino, but it's invisible because it's in a coffee cup, which is not transparent, as you can see. But believe me, it's cappuccino. Okay. There are no players over the board. Isn't it strange for the fact that it's 12 o'clock already, and 15 in Astana? 12 here and 15 in Astana, which means that they should start. They're at the board, so probably I should refresh somehow the video. Let me see. Ah, okay. Yeah, guys, I can see it now. C4. Okay, let's go. C4, let's go. Bravo for those who said C4. So knight F6, knight C3, E5. Knight F3. Knight C6. So they're repeating the game where Ding played E3 here and Queen C2, E4 line. Okay, let's not waste time. Just C4, knight F6, knight C3, E5, knight F3, knight C6. Okay, let's go. Not sure if the clock is working properly. Something is wrong with the clock. The entire flag thing can be ruined. Let me just do the Yep. Oh, this line. But this is nothing, yeah. This is nothing. This is nothing officially, but another thing is if he remembers. So I think he does. I think he does. I think they analyze it a lot. Yeah, this is the line. Yeah, it's a heavy theory. Yeah, it is. Sure. I'll take my compy now to see the recent theory in any case. But as far as I remember, this line usually ends with some drawish stuff. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, the problem is that he's prepared, Nepo, for this. I think they have studied this 50,000 times. So he knows the theory here. And let's just see what is the current theory here. So I'll just put the notebook right now and let's see what happens. Yep, you can just take it. Yes. They know the theory here, and it was expected, I guess, by them. It was expected. Okay, so c4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, knight c6, e4, bishop c5, knight d5, knight d5, d4, bishop e4, d, knight e4, queen f3, knight c3, bc, bishop c5. First of all, let me just check what I have here. If I don't have much, we'll fire my coaches. Yeah, just 2 minutes, guys, because somehow it's just a frozen copy for me now. Yep. So yeah, I remember there was some queen g3 stuff here. Of course, I do remember some stuff here, but let's just see. Hi Divya, hi, good to see you. Why is it removed from the chat, the link? Can't you just post a link? Yeah, okay, I have the file here, of course. But let's just make a new one and see what is it like, this position. Let's see new games simply and check what's happening. So queen g3, queen g3, and there's a king f8 as well, so let's see. Okay, so ready to go. Queen g3 is a possible way here. I mean, it's actually the way to play for white. I'm not sure it's one of the leaked openings. I'm not sure at all. Stem says without the knights the game is less dangerous for both. Well, depends here. I mean, if king has to stay in the center is another story completely. Thanks guys for coming. So let's see. Yeah, bishop a5 is the main move, but bishop c5 was played in today's game. And somehow seems that Ding is caught off guard on such an early stage. That's strange. That's really strange. BC, bishop c5. Queen g3 should be played. King f8 then, I guess. And this is the position that we should have on the board very, very soon. So queen g3. Attacking g7 and king f8. Well, interesting. Black keeps the king in the center, but at the same time they just want to go d6 and whatever, just to exchange everything and try to make a direct draw without any particular trouble. So let me see this. Bishop c5, 95, 95, d4, bishop g4, d takes e5, knight e4, queen f3, knight c3, bc, bishop c5. I remember also after queen f3 there is an f5 or something possible. After queen f3 there is something like f5 that is possible. I'll show it now on the main board, just want to remind myself here. Was it f5 also a possibility there? Yeah, I think it was. So knight c3, b takes c3, bishop c5 played. And I think queen g3, king f8 is the line. Okay. So let me see the stuff here. Many different games, but this game just has like 2 correspondence games, something like this, which is not many at all. White at the moment is not risking much at all, which is maybe a good thing for white player in this case. Just to try some press without any risk, especially that they've played too many like kind of aggressive games. But it's strange that they didn't study this. This is a bit strange from Ding's team. How did they miss games here? Let me see what happens on the official video. 12 minutes spent in this position. Strange. Well, he has to win a game and move 9. He doesn't know what to do against bishop c5. To me, it looks strange. Okay, let's see what are the chat questions. So, I joined late. Where are the knights gone? Prashant Kumar. Well, the knights are gone. The position contains some venom, but of course, black is generally prepared here, it seems. Nepo. Overall score is 5-4 in Nepomniachtchi's favor. If you are competing for the highest level of honor in a chess tournament, would you surprise the opponent with some crazy opening ideas, or would you play the solid standard opening? Well, you know, he played, in the previous game, he played really crazy stuff, attacking stuff. They had an idea of this rook a2 and so on. Probably now they're a little bit influenced by the leak of the games that they have online. So I would say that usually, of course, you want to surprise, especially in a situation like now when he has to win a game. But today he tries to surprise with the line that probably was one of the main consideration of Nepomniachtchi's team, both for the match against Carlsen and for this match, of course. This is one of the forced lines that was repeated probably 100, 3,050 million, 3 trillion times with Nepomniachtchi's team, and they probably analyzed this a lot. So that's why he goes for this bishop c5 super fast, like if he was waiting for it. Let me see the camera there, but I think that he's not in the hole, so the move is not played. Once he's back, yeah, he's not at the board, Nepomniachtchi. So no, guys, somebody said that he will mention the link, share the link with us, and where's the link, guys? Yeah, King f8 super fast. King f8 super fast. Saleh Hakras, but okay, you can just email me, maybe, with the link. Then it's on this email, maybe. Will it also be deleted? I guess not. So, guys, like the stream. We didn't even reach 100 likes, already 32 minutes. Okay, almost 5 minutes. There was just the board behind me, but still. Okay, King f8 played. I don't even know what kind of idea should be played by white here. There are two games with bishop e2, one of them. Bishop e2, d6. Bishop f4 was played. Now two games. Yeah, actually they transpose just in this position. So one guy went h5, ed, bishop d6, rook d1, attacking the bishop, and h4. And the point is that black just doesn't care about the endgame. They want to defend clearly, like bishop d6, c takes, queen takes, rook takes, just bishop e6, and position is drawish. The king is coming to e7 and rook c8. It's completely fine. So maybe white should think about playing something like bishop g5. Then queen e8 is the only move. And now rook d1. The point being that if you take on e5, you just take, and there is mate on d8. This is not an option, and the options are like bishop f5 or bishop d7, for example. So h5 is just useless here, even though possible. So bishop f5, let's say, for example, normal move. Now, hard to say what white should do because queen takes e5 is a threat, and let's say bishop f4. And now again, this like kind of typical idea in this line is h5. So the point is just to exchange everything on d6 as soon as black can. Even if you take now 50 times on d6 and queen e7 at the end, just take everything and queen e7 at the end, exchanging to the just normal end game. Maybe white should try something like h4. But I think certainly it was all analyzed by the team. So now queen e6. And here I don't know. If we castle short, maybe rook e8, attacking the e5. Can we try something as white because the king is still in the center? Not much. White should go for e takes d6. Then some kind of stuff like this, queen takes e2. Then d7 is a possibility, rook d5 also. Let's say d7, rook d8. I'm just checking with the engine just in case, I'm not pretending to be genius. Rook d5. And there are different ways. Black can take on d7, play bishop d3, or take on c4. Take on c4 and this, some bishop c2. Some kind of stuff like that. Kushal, I don't need the mods right now. I mean, okay, there are a lot of people coming from time to time, I agree, but not too many now. And nobody is saying bad things. There is nothing to modify more or less. Even if they say bad things, it's okay. Good for publicity. So I'm fine with it as well. So yeah, in this position, let's say if you're mentioning bishop takes c7, bishop d1, rook takes c5, queen c5, bishop d6, queen d6, queen d6, king g8, queen d1, some stuff like that, and then rook h6. The rook comes to protect the d-pawn, and position is fine for black. A hard line, but I think that they have analyzed it all. Let's try to find some ideas for white if something is still possible to do. To my mind today, there is a huge chance that Nepo just defends directly out of the opening. But I think this is also fine for Ding. Probably they need a bit of kind of a playable day off. Not every day you can go like crazy lines. So I'm just trying to see if there's any idea for white that that is possible to play here. Let me just see it another way. What can be the most humanitarian? Of course, bishop f4 first of all. Bishop g5 also. Okay, bishop g5, let's check again. Bishop g5, queen e8, rook d1, seems normal. And let's say black goes bishop f5. Yeah, guys, for the podcast, I will check something. I will check first of all how I deal with the Zoom and so on, all these calls, so that the sound works properly, because I had problems. I'm actually streaming on Mac, so generally everyone proposes to me to change to the Windows, but I will see. I'll see. Right now I like it, and I would like to do it alone and see you guys in the chat. And I don't care about the the figures, the amount of people watching and so on. There are a lot of friends, all the people that are here like most of the time. I see a lot of people just coming every time that I stream. So more people are welcome, of course. Always happy to see a lot of people. But if there is only us, it's fine. I also like it, so I stream. I get a lot of pleasure out of it. and I'm happy to share the lines with you and to see the positions together and see what are the possibilities for the players and what kind of stuff is you know, possible to play here, analyze it together with you, get upset about some moves or get happy because we see an amazing game or something. So very cool to have you guys here. So yeah, so I just don't care about like specific stuff now. Now I'm just happy to stream on my own, and if somebody joins and everything works perfectly, okay, we'll ask some friends to come. With Sagar it's very hard because he's streaming and he's also doing some stuff with Widget right now. So we were supposed to check the connection with all this Zoom stuff and I mean all this OBS stuff and you know, getting the window there. But I'll do it I think on my own at home with the help of my family, and then check if Zoom works properly. Ask someone to come for the stream. Why not? No haters. I mean that's just okay. If somebody's writing something and it sounds not great to you, it's fine, no? But I haven't seen too many comments like this even when there were thousands and thousands of people. So yep, Dingligen out prepared today completely. Strange line, to be honest, to play, but probably they had some idea in the main lines of this variation, and I think the problem is that they just missed this bishop c5 idea in the preparation. So let's see again. Let's try to be, let's say, in Ding's team in this position, and we try to find an idea. So bishop g5, queen e8, rook d1, bishop, let's say f5, say bishop f5. As we said, I honestly just don't see any idea as white, but maybe there is something, just trying to see. Bishop f4 or e takes d6, just nothing to my mind. White can go something like this maybe, then bishop c2 for example, like this, bishop a4, crazy stuff. There are many different moves as well for black just before. Yeah, I don't know, it looks strange. Even without bishop a4, black can go just c6, also possible. Bishop a4 maybe even stronger. Of course, white should be very creative here to try something. So I would say very natural would look to go for the bishop f4. We also don't know if bishop f5 or bishop d7 instead. Bishop f4 looks very natural. Then we said h5. h5 is always the idea here when the bishop is not on g5, not controlling h4. So h4 is coming, and even queen e6 is possible instead of h5. But what to do after h5? I mean, can we just castle? Is it stupid to castle here? Oh, maybe something like this, like castle short. Let's say h4, queen f3, d, then bishop g5, something like this. Bishop c2, rook d2, bishop a4. Let's see what this line leads, where this line leads to. D, bishop g5, bishop c2, rook d2. Maybe rook d5 instead. Okay, I'll check it now. Bishop a4. Also, let's check some other moves before for black. So this is possible. The point is that black goes there. White should go for some queen b1, just crazy stuff. Rook e8. And maybe h3, maybe with some play. At least the king is in the center still on the fade. We can call it in the center, but it's kind of a bit awkward. So what I like also is that maybe after bishop c2, just practically for the human eye, maybe some rook d5. Rook d5. And now e4 is possible, but maybe also b6. Some rook e1. Some stuff like this maybe. Some bishop d6 sacrifice like this. Then bishop on c4. I don't know. Some kind of play. 2 pawns down, of course, but some compensation. I don't know if enough, because c4 is also possible. I know some bishop g6. Hard to say what this is, but probably ends with some direct draws everywhere, but just checking, trying to find some ideas for white. Compi suggests that instead of h4, black can also go some queen e6 here. Calm. And it's also not clear what we are doing as white, yeah? Maybe some rook fe1, let's say. Something like this would be natural. Then it says rook e8. Yeah, doesn't look like something significant for white at all. If we go bishop f4 immediately without touching that queen on d8 once again, then there is h5. I guess it's what he wants. Queen e7 also possible. Rook d1 and then h5. Anyway, h5 always. So h5. Castling long is strange because there is no threat. ed was played in the game. This I don't like that much. So rook d1, let's say. Can we go there? Let's say like this. Rook d1, h4, queen f3, bishop d7 is possible, h3 is possible, queen e7. Everything is like 0-0s everywhere, but okay, let's say queen e7. Yeah, guys, I think today we will not see any good try from Ding. Maybe he has just at some point to settle for a draw, and that's it. Just confirming that the preparation was bad. So let's see the current position. Okay, guys, it's a bit far from it. So bishop e2, d6. Yeah, it's what we analyzed. Bishop f4 is the most natural, to my mind. Bishop g5, rook d1 is human. And then this position is as we said. Yeah, bishop g5, queen e8, rook d1, and bishop f5 or bishop d7. Both. You mean bishop e6 here, but why to close the e line instead of bishop f5? Bishop e6 is a bit strange, no? We'll just castle short. I mean, why to close the e line? You want to take on e5. You want to take on e5, so you protect the d8 square. But with bishop e6, you don't want queen takes e5, so I just can castle. You can't really take. I will just take with the queen, so we'll have some advantage. No, bishop f5 or bishop d7. Bishop d7 idea is to go bishop c6. Bishop f5 is just to take on e5. This position is very important, I think. White can seek for some play, but we have to find what kind of play. not so easy. If we castle, we said, oh, castle, we said nothing, yeah? Castle queen e5 here. Yeah, there's queen takes e5. And the bishop on e2 is also not protected, so this is the problem. Yeah, the problem is that white has to waste tempi with some bishop f4. Which is kind of strange. If you go castle, just queen takes e5. Yeah. I'm trying to find some idea for white, but I don't see it. At the moment. Yeah, it's very forced. Many years ago, of course, everybody would just think, why would you do that? But playing with the king on f8 would seem like really dangerous. Nowadays, if it's all started with the engine, calmly goes there, knows the lines, knows the ideas, knows the evaluation, thinks that, okay, I'm just deciding all of my problems at once. So behind me there are flags of FIDE that Nepomniachtchi is playing with, and the Chinese flag that Ding-Nepo is playing with. And just behind me, like just behind my chair, is the Kazakhstan flag, the host country. Once again, it was very expensive to buy the FIDE rights for the broadcast. I guess, didn't ask, but still. So I created my own broadcast behind me. Ambience. I want to feel that ambience. Still not playing there, so just want to see and feel this ambience. Jackets are the show that you see all the time. On the official broadcast. You see their jackets and chairs usually. So why not? Yeah, bishop f4 and h5. That's the thing. Let's try this once again. And queen e6. Talent Flame says that you have an exam tomorrow, yeah? Man. No, there is a chair for Ding to sit on. Come on, there is. He has a smaller chair there, by the way. I think because he had some problems with the spine, and he had some problems after this. He fell from the bicycle in Norway. Then he had a surgery, and I think connected with maybe sciatic nerve or something, like real one, hard one, bad one, and yeah, and since then he's using a bit different chair. Even in candidates he used the other one. So what about rook d2 here, guys? Maybe can we go rook d2 here? Still maybe rook e8. Slow. Nothing works. Slow, very slow. Yeah, very slow. I don't know. I don't see the real idea that I would be happy about. Castle short seems okay to me. Yeah, rook e8. Wow, this is so forced. Castle short and rook e8. Human-wise, you just want to sacrifice something and play for this king in the center on a f8. But exactly here, I don't see how to do this. No, guys, I think he's in the prep of Nepo clearly and will not have chances to win today. Unfortunate for the fans of Ding-Nepo, he will not have chances to win today. Mohammed Afif says, I'm a pediatrician, you have good medical knowledge. Well, I just don't, I mean, I have some, but really not a lot at all. Thank you so much for the compliment. But I know some stuff, a little bit, some, you know, terminology or whatever it's called. And, well, this is the maximum I could say. Sciatic nerve problem. They're playing fast today. Yeah, but Nepo will come back to the table and just play fast this position. I think he knows everything here. I think Nepo just knows everything here. That's the real problem. Let's check simple stuff here. D1. Where was it? It was bishop g5 that we were looking, yeah. So he went bishop f4. Now h5. h5. Droito will come to their homito very fast. h5 and finish. Tom Riddle says you can create a virtual background of the resting area from where the match is actually played. Yep. Not a bad idea at all. Today I expect draw quite fast one, which is good because to spend your Sunday calm, relaxing, preparing for the next week is not a bad idea at all. Yeah, I think this will be fastly played. What's the problem with the lichess? Nothing. I think Nepo remembers in general that he has to go h5 here. Well, the only thing is that now he's over the board and he starts to sink. Guys, by the way, what is about h3 maybe after h5? Can we go also h4 or is it stupid? I don't know. Maybe h3 we can try. Let's say h5, h3. I don't know, maybe like this. Nothing special, but there's some h4, let's say queen d3. Yeah, but queen d7 is possible now. Queen d7 or queen e7, I don't know. g5 is the first line, I'm not sure it's a very human move. So queen e7, let's say, rook d1. Eyeing this square. Now maybe bishop e6 simply. Of course, the idea for white is to keep queens on the table. Okay, Nepo goes queen e7. Nepo goes queen e7. This is also one of the lines. h5 is easier to my opinion, to my mind. h5 is a bit easier, but okay, queen e7 is also correspondence move. Some Gagliardi against Fujisawa. Gagliardi Virgilio against Fujisawa Richard Mitsuo. Cool stuff. Cool names. Cool names. At least cool names. No, but Nepo remembers. Nepo. I wanted to say Repo remembers, but Nepo remembers is the right way to say it. Sound is okay, not too low, yeah? As someone was saying that the sound is too low, but now it's okay, right? Please confirm if it's fine. Okay. Yeah, if the sound is good, guys, the rest is fine as well. So, Rook D1, I guess, will be played. Rook D1 will be played. And I guess H5 will be played as well. Yeah. So, yeah, what about this, guys? After Queen E7, Rook D1 will be played. I think he should fastly play Rook D1. Should play it fast, and yeah, I don't see anything else. There is not much to think about. There's not much to think about, and he has to move. I think he will not make more than a draw in this position. So probably he can try afterwards, after some long thought, play some Rook D1, then H5, and then just take everything there. Maybe. Like C takes D6. Just note, please, that not Bishop D6, I think, because of Rook takes D6. C takes and wins. So C takes D6. I'm trying to find something playable, but I struggle to. I even thought maybe white can go this to keep this guy there. Maybe H4, Queen D3, trying to keep some playable, but maybe like this, I don't know. Maybe like this. H4, Queen D3. Let's say Bishop E6. Some castle short, like just human style. Bishop E6, castle short, H3, let's say. Maybe just G3 and play this kind of position. Rook D8, Rook E1. Maybe this is the most human. Maybe this is the way to play for a win somehow. I don't know. Probably there is no win, but just practically Bishop comes to E3 to D4. Just pretending it's playable. And the most important is just not to exchange the stuff there on D6. Black can go... Yeah, black can go something like G3, Rook D8, as we said, Rook E1. I don't know, at least with, you know, with the human eye it looks like kind of playable. Doesn't seem like a direct draw. Well, some stuff. B6 is not human. Let's see something like G6. Is it human or not human? I don't know. Hard to say, I don't know, Bishop. Yeah, not too many ideas as white as well. Yeah, I don't know, Bishop F3 maybe. Also, there is always Bishop takes C4 ideas here. So like, for example, if this, then if Bishop F3, there is always this kind of stuff. Well, I don't like this attempt. It will not be something crucial today, I think. Just only hope there is now is that Nepo doesn't remember anything, but there's not a huge chance for this. The machine evaluation on this position is equality, around equality. Maybe let's try this. Let's say h5 castle short. Yeah, guys, maybe something like this. That's why maybe h5 immediately is a bit better than this. Once again, let me remind you, there was an h5 possibility here. So probably the point of the early h5 is that, let's say now if you go castle just h4, and there is no time too much to play queen f3 and stuff. As we said, just to remind you of some lines. So if there is a castle immediately, let's say here, then h4, queen f3 or d3, many moves, queen e7 or h3, anything. But here maybe after h5, maybe the move is just castle short because it's very human to play castle short. Lichess is reconnecting somehow for me. Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah, h5 played, of course. And now maybe castle short. Maybe castle short is normal. Of course, white can also take on d6 50,000 times, then take on d6, then rook to d4, and play this type of endgame. Let's say here, just take. Maybe this, and take, and something like rook d4. Then king d2, king e3, rook b1. Possible, but I mean, it's like c5, b1, b6. Just draw, I think. So I think he will not settle for this. He will go castle short, in my opinion. Okay, Nepo is playing fast because he remembers some h5 here. But doesn't mean anything. He can forget later because playing with this king, one thing is you are with the compy, one thing you are over the board. A different story. So, guys, let's do the 200 likes and also subscribe. And now it's very interesting to see what Ding will play. I think I will do some maybe 5 to 7 minutes break and we will be back because I feel that it will take some time for Liren to sync in this position. So you meanwhile subscribe and like, and I think I'll be back just in 5-7 minutes, and then we see if we do the other breaks or not, or maybe they will even finish before we do the next break. So I think the position is objectively equal, certainly objectively equal by the engine, but objectively equal even for the human game. I don't think that we will see a good result today for Ding at the moment. It just seems that he will try something like castle short or something, will take the pawn, but I think it will end in a draw. He will also not risk too much today because, I mean, anyway, he has 4 games to go and 2 whites later on. Also, as black, I think he will try to do something, some kind of playable positions he will try to play on. And certainly he understands that Nepo is also very nervous now, very stressed, as he's closer and closer to the title. So it means that the pressure on him is growing as well. So let's see. Nunan says, looks like everyone liked twice. Well, it's impossible, I think, to like twice, maybe from 2 different accounts. Okay, you can also like from 10 different accounts, that's fine. That's fine with me. More likes we get, more the stream goes up. But the most important thing is that you subscribe, of course, and you are pressing the bell notification stuff to get all the notifications directly without me announcing it across the platforms. Thank you so much for watching, first of all, of course. Okay guys, 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes break, and I'll be just back. Yeah, back. Well, castle short played as expected. Castle short. So now, well, when I analyze different stuff here, let me see the video of the players. How is the Nepo mood there? Is he back? He's back now, considering the position. Thinking. Haven't played the move. He has now 1 hour and 33 minutes. And position that he knows, of course. Position that he saw many times, I guess, during the preparation process. So I guess he knows a lot here, but just has to remember what was the exact way of playing. King g8 you don't go. Bishop d7, it's kind of, yeah, computer stuff maybe. Maybe bishop d7. Maybe bishop d7 if the line and is forced and he remembers everything. So bishop d7, let's say. As a human player, I would think of rook fe1, just defending the bishop on e2. There is also some strange line like this. Queen e2, d takes c7. D takes c7. And some crazy h4. Queen to g5. And there is some craziness with bishop takes f2, guys. Rook takes f2, queen takes d1. Rook goes, of course, to f1. And now queen e2, very strong. And the crazy line goes bishop e5. Rook h7, everything is only moves. Queen d8, rook takes, c takes, bishop e8. And sorry guys, but this position, according to Compi, is also a draw. But black has to know this kind of stuff. This and rook h6. It's a bit not easy, I must tell you, as a professional chess player. This is something that you don't see exactly from far, as rook h6 is the only move as well. Queen e8, king h7, queen takes f7. And seems that white is just the bishop up, but h3 or even rook g6 draws the game in this position. Fantastic line, fantastic line. Not sure it will not happen, will never happen in the board, but yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Nepo is still sinking after castle short. And I'm just trying to see the camera. On the camera, he's considering the options, shaking his head, thinking about the position. Took the pawn. Drinks something. Does everything except the move. Time that he has is 1 hour and 30 minutes in this position. 1 hour and 30 minutes for 26 moves. Position is far from simple if he does not remember the lines. Seems that he wants to move already. At least he makes the expression like this. Like if he wants to touch the piece and go something. But yeah, he goes h4, guys, h4. h4, and now I would expect Liren to play queen d3. To my mind, queen d3 is the most practical here. Because let's say if you go queen f3, there is some kind of g5 possible. Then bishop p3, queen takes e5. Also some kind of play, but I don't know. Probably just taking the pawn is good for black. Even bishop takes e3 is possible instead. Queen e5, it's just more simple. Just some kind of draw like this, just takes there, takes. Rook d8, king g7, rook h8, king h8, queen f7, and this. And well, it just gives perpetual. King cannot run too far because here both moves will just mate the black's king. h3 is a mate and one. So this I do not expect. I expect kind of fast queen d3 here. Nothing to think about here too much for Liren. Nothing. Just has to move. And I must tell you that this doesn't look really kind of dangerous for him. So queen d3, at least at worst, he can always take on d6. At the very, you know, unpleasant moment for him, if he thinks that he's getting worse or something, he can always take on d6. Very, very worst. Just to take there. But otherwise, I think he could go for queen d3 and rook fe1. Yeah, he plays queen d3 quite fast. He plays queen d3 quite fast, and we get this position now with 1:29 for Jan Nepomniachtchi in this position. Almost 1.5 hours and 25 moves to play. But the position to play for Jan is with the king in the center. Let's check if black can go for something like queen d3 g5, let's say, or is it stupid? Maybe this is the way for black, guys, to play g5 simply. Just ed, cd. Seems like just nothing for white. Bishop e3 is possible. Maybe he will go for this. Maybe bishop e3, takes. Bishop e6. Queen g6 has to calculate, of course. Maybe bishop f3 to d5, but yeah, seemingly white is okay, but black is also okay. So another thing is just white can take on d6 here. Let's save this. Takes, I guess, and bishop e6. Only thing is that here with just the pawn up, maybe white can go f4 and get some kind of slight pull in the endgame. But I think we will see it soon, depending on the moves of Nepo after queen d3. We will just see what position arises now. Now the structural decisions has to be taken. Yeah, let's see the camera. Nepo is not over the board now. Queen d3 played, and Nepo is in the refreshment area, resting room, looking at the screen, and he has 1 hour and 27 minutes. Some possible ideas can be, let's say, if black goes g5 to ask for exchanges immediately, then maybe dispositions from the human point of view, some kind like that. Maybe you don't want too much to allow, like this. Rook g7, maybe you don't want such things to allow, no? I don't know, doesn't look too safe to me. Especially if you have some kind of rook f6 is there and stuff. King g8, maybe rook df1. I don't know, but yeah, probably still okay. Of course, for comp everything is fine. Bishop d7, just don't care. But from far, maybe it's not easy to see this all the time. You're thinking about this kind of stuff. Maybe some bishop f3 to d5s, rook d4, I don't know, rook d4 or something. King g8 still, yeah. Bishop d3. f5. Rook c8, maybe. h3, rook c5. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Compi protects everything and just fine. but not easy for human, maybe. Yeah, now time is sometimes not shown here, but we have what? Let's see, we have now 1:25 for Nepo and 1:17 for Ding. 1:25 for Nepo, 1:17 for Ding. So let's see here. He went this, h4 and queen d3. Just trying to see how it looks on over the board, on the board. It looks not so bad for white. You don't have too much risk, you have some kind of pressure. King is still there on a fade. And of course any player, positional player, would prefer to be white here, not depending on computers' evaluations, because you just want to play some rook fe1 as well from time to time, also bishop f3 is coming maybe. So slight pressure, then maybe that's what Ding should do. Maybe he's a bit unhappy because he got into preparation here seemingly, but at least I think for now at least he's not worried about his position, which is also important in such a moment because any loss can just finish the match immediately. At the same time, Nepo has to think and to find the best moves, to remember the lines. Maybe he will, but in any case, probably just normal play by Ding-Liren. He had some idea in the main line. He didn't really catch him on prep, so got into this. Okay. Okay. Nepo is over the board now, 1:23. 1:23 for him. The time is 1 hour and 23 minutes for Nepomniachtchi in this situation now. Situation is far from critical at the moment, and maybe he can play a lot of moves here, as suggested by the engine as well. At the same time, white has just castled. They don't have too many problems. Their real problem is of course the structure, because if the c pawn, let's say this one, would be, for example, on b3, the position would be just close to winning for white. Taking the pawn on d6 would always be a threat and everything. Now black has three very similar options: bishop d7, bishop e6 and g5. We have seen that for human eye maybe this looks a bit dangerous, because maybe you can take there afterwards, otherwise bishop comes to d4. So takes, and some queen g6 ideas coming there. Also d6 is hanging. Now bishop e6 is the move, and then this. And then you have to evaluate that this pin is nothing, and there is no mate or anything. Can we just go something like c5? So, I mean, just to open up the position, then to find some pressure. I don't know. It's not too clear how to pressurize in this position. We have seen some rook d4 lines before, with h3, maybe rook d4, rook c8, something like, yeah, rook d4 already. You have to go king g8, because after this, rook e4, this, and rook f6, and bishop comes to g4. Rook d4, you have to go there. Such things sometimes over the board is not so easy to evaluate. For example, if I go there, rook e4, then there is rook g6. If I go rook f6 to play rook e4, then the bishop moves. But from far to see this, I understand that this is fine. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing over the board sometimes. So let's say if white goes there, we said f5 is, f5 was possible, but f5 a bit non-human, so maybe rook c8. Maybe this, and if white goes there, probably the idea is just to put rook here to counter the rook e4 with rook e5. White can go there, Now it's not possible because of this and rook f2. Yeah, so maybe kind of h3, black can go rook e5, maybe, yeah, simply. Well, the center is protected now, but the entire sequence of moves, I mean, all of this moves are not easy to make, so we will see now. G5 played, so he goes for this. Now we said white has two options. One is totally taking the d6 and then playing for f4, or bringing bishop to e3. Both are the possibilities. Both are slightly better for white, but understanding it and estimating the position is maybe not the simplest of things. ED. Can black just take with the bishop to force the exchange? No, they can't. They should go with the c. They should go with the c. It's not that Nepomniachtchi is thinking, once again reminding you that Nepomniachtchi is in the resting room. He is not over the board. That's why, let's put it simple, he's not thinking. He's back over the board now, and he plays c takes d6, of course. Now Ding-Nepo wants somehow to make a fast move, it seems. To my mind, the most practical decision is to play bishop e3. Cognitive break, does looking at a real board help with evaluating a position or with calculating? Yes, and also it helps, you know, with the perception of the position. Perception of the position is also important. Because how it looks without an engine, without any help from the engine, what is it like? How does it really look like? You know, because it's different boards here. You have the 3D board there and 2D board that we're looking with all the time here. Maybe some of you are changing the pieces or making the 3D boards. But when you look at positions like this, it's very important also the factor of perception. Because over the board, some things with clocks ticking can get really, you know, shaky. Sometimes even we see the lines at home, we repeat the lines at home, and then over the board some miracles are there. So you see, what about this move, and you don't see exactly what you should do, and then you are checking, rechecking over the board, and you are not sure, when at home it all seemed very simple and easy. And that's why, of course, it's a huge difference, and it's better sometimes even to look at the lines or repeat lines on the board from time to time. But of course it depends. It depends. I mean, sometimes also a lot of top players, they tend to go to the restroom and just see the refreshing area resting room, and to see the monitor and to see how it looks on the 2D board, to see it in a different way, like a diagram position. We are saying, will you play in CCT qualifiers? When are the qualifiers? CCT qualifiers? What date? I don't remember exactly, didn't check. Was more focused on my chess, general chess, and things I have to do chess wise. I didn't really check the schedule. When is the CCT qualifiers? So in this position, yeah, we have the c takes d6, e takes d6, c takes d6. And he has the pawn on g5. Yeah, he played g5, e takes d6, c takes d6. Yeah. Yes, so g5 was played, e takes d6, c takes d6. And now bishop e3 without the risk and with some pressure, but bishop takes d6, he has to consider the endgame. I mean, he can take, let's say, I don't know, take everything, takes, bishop d6, rook d6, bishop to e6, I guess, with the king e7 coming, and white will go f4, fast, I guess, to attack this pawn chain on g5 and h4. So Possibly black hopes for king d7, rook d4, just take on f4, rook ff4, and something like h3. Then maybe, I don't know, g3, I guess. Rook will come to c8, c5, and threaten a5 stuff, but the king will also come to f2. Sometimes g4 is possible to play king g3 and attack at the h3 pawn. Maybe some play, I don't know. I mean, he has to decide now. Now it's important. It's the structure for ages that he gets. So let's just see what he goes for. Important position because now he is on the critical crossroads. He can go bishop e3 or he can just take and play the endgame. Both options are on the table now, and he has to decide. Not easy. Not easy, but at the same time it will decide the position for a long time. I mean, the path will be clear. Either he's playing the end game or he's playing the middle game, and tries to complicate matters and keep it a bit unsafe for Nepo. In both cases he's not risking much. The position is okay. Fabrice Vantias says it would be better to see the real board and only that one even. Well, it depends because sometimes I also use engine, so I try the engine and I mean I turn on the engine. Otherwise, when I'm there over the board, yeah, I can also do that maybe, and we'll see if I can put the board closer. Yeah, maybe I can just put the table right here with the board. Instead of me sitting like this, I'll be sitting over the board there, and we'll take the longer cord for the mouse. Also possible, yeah, and to show the lines on the board, and from time to time to go on this with some engine analysis. Yeah, you don't like engine, you prefer listening to the commentator, but the point is that from time to time it's just also fun to see if your calculation is supported by something, or is it completely wrong, or if there are maybe some beautiful lines that you miss. To show them in the stream is also fun. Okay, Valesha said get a wireless mouse, very useful. Yeah, I think I can get the wireless one. That's also fine. For some gaming purposes and for some online chess, I think maybe the cord mouse is better, but I think he went for bishop d6. Yeah, they took everything on d6. And he thinks that the endgame is better. Yeah, now he went rook takes d6. Nepo over the board here with the sort of bishop e6. I think bishop e6 is simple, yeah, to make the move like this is not hard. Bishop e6, and then there are options. Then white can go h3 to stop h3 by black, or they can go f4. Different moves are possible. Nepo is having 1 hour and 16 minutes. Endgame is slightly better for white, of course, because of the pawn up. The trump there is this h4 pawn that is maybe hanging in some positions. So he will have to decide to go f4 immediately, let's say after bishop e6, or to go h3 and stop all of this. But anyway, the hope to get some long line with some pressure, maybe that's possible for Ding. Meanwhile, we were looking at this position. Seems that bishop e6 is just very, very strong. But let's see, maybe h3 is a possible way. Rook c8. rook d4. Ding usually likes this type of positions when he's having some kind of the upper hand. Let's say rook c8, rook d4. Let's say king g7, f4. That would seem really natural. f4, then rook c5. Rook c5. Let's say f takes, rook takes, and king h2. Not to allow any bishop takes h3. This is all normal, just without an engine at all. It's just fine moves. Findable for both sides. And let's say black goes something, I don't know, b6 for example. How is it? What are the chances of taking h4 freely? Because rook a5 is also the threat. Nepo goes, I think, bishop e6. Yeah, and maybe white should try something like bishop f3 with some pressure. With bishop d5, h4 is a bit hanging. Well, at least it's a game. At least it's some kind of play. Not direct draw at all. So after this, black can also go for rook a5. Trying to just take all the pressure off their shoulders here. Same time, white still can go some bishop f3 or bishop g4. Yeah, some play at least. So let's see, now it's important. Either we let black play h3 or we immediately try to go for f4. f4 is possible, then we have this position with g takes f4, I mean king e7, let's say. f4, king e7, rook d4, gf, rook ff4, h3. And g4 maybe, immediately. No need maybe for g3 even. Yeah, then rook a8, king f2, g4, rook a8, king f2, rook c5, rook c5, maybe bishop f3, rook a5, rook d2, something like this. Maybe something like this, yeah. Rook a3, bishop b7, rook c3, bishop d5, rook g8. Close to a draw, but still a bit some problems for black to solve. Still a bit some problems for black to solve. Slightly. Yeah, let me see the comments there, the chat. Nepo have all time in the world to find the correct moves. Well, okay, but slight pressure from white side. I think there are more chances, much more chances for it to be a draw rather than one player to win this position. Slightly better chances for white, of course. Kanish Krishna says, do you think in most of the games Ding couldn't capitalize on the winning position just because Nepo's off-board confidence? Yeah, I think at some points he just caught him on a bluff, and that was really unexpected because, I mean, you should expect the bluff from Nepo, especially his facial expressions, and he's very expressive in this manner, you know, that sometimes you make a move and he just makes like, wow, what a bad move or something. So his facial expressions are just sometimes unpleasant for the newcomers, but for some players who just get on the top of the chess world and play against top players, sometimes, you know, Carlsen also did it, Nakamura does it. So such things, well, while you're a professional, when you're a professional in your entire career, at some point just don't care about these expressions. But I was very surprised that Ding was kind of, you know, reacting to this strangely. Skip said, do you use Lila for your tournament preparation? Depends, different engines. Different engines I use for the preparation. Ding goes for f4. Even though h3 maybe was a bit trickier. But okay, f4 is very, very natural for the human. Very natural for the human. f4 played. King e7 I think will come quite fast. There's nothing much to think about here. 116 for Nepomniachtchi. And it's move number 20, so it means that he has to make 21 moves, because as we remember, the full move in chess is when both sides made a move, so it's considered one move. Let's say white played f4 and black played g takes f4 here, it will be 20 moves. But now white played their 20th move and black still didn't. So it's now 21 moves to make by black. I'm sure king e7 will be fastly played here and played fast here, and well, then after rook d4 maybe he will think a bit, but I'm not sure actually, because I think that g takes f4 is the only move to play. And also after rook ff4 h3 there is no option except that. Prashant Kumar, Ding always reconfirms before making move. Yeah, but that's normal for top players to get it reconfirmed, their calculations. Ding didn't make report after game 9. You mean the Berlin? Frank Pepe, do you mean the Berlin game? Yeah, the previous one. Correct. Yeah, I think it was game 9. Yeah, very, very fast play by both sides. Yeah, I don't think he fired report. Haven't heard about it. I think he didn't. So this and h3. Yeah, all played fast, but let's be fair, it's such an easy calculation here. Bishop e6, king e7 sequence is clear, especially that they have seen this position with the team. So now it's about Ding-Liren to decide if he has to go for g4. In my opinion, more tricky maybe was to play h3 to stop any kind of h3s here and g4s for black. And then from this position you can go later you can go f4. You are not afraid of g4s because f5 is coming, attacking the bishop and taking then the pawn on g4. And after this, f4 is coming, and the position is a bit slightly more trickier than the one that we are having in the game. Because let's say if you go for rook c8, we go f4, rook c5, f takes, rook takes g5, and the pawn is hanging on h3. But on the contrary, h4 is also hanging, so the rook on h8 is like kind of pinned to h pawn, and it makes it really passive. So we can go for king h2, then rook ff4, bishop f3, rook to d2, and put some pressure on black's position. I think that was the most viable option for white, and maybe that was the way to press in this position. Because now it's not so easy. I mean, yeah, we know that g4 positions are, well, slight press from white side, but it's an equality by the engine. I don't know how easy it is to play over the board this position, but it doesn't seem that black is really in any kind of big trouble. Now Ding is deciding between the structures if he has to let's go back in this position. He is deciding now if he has to let the h takes g2 be taken and get the h pawn with like bishop f3 takes g2, then f3, h4, h5, or if he has to go for g4 now that we were considering, with the idea of king f2 to g3, and in the future attacking the h pawn and pretending that white is slightly better. Yeah, I don't know exactly what to expect from Ding here. He likes more stable, so g4. Yeah, okay, this is his style more, let's be fair. Rook a c8, played fast. Seems that the guys are in good shape. They are playing moves fast and confident. Interesting, so confident both of them. But let's be fair, there is no many moves for black side, let's say. Where can you put your rook? Let's say, of course, you don't go rook d8 because you don't threaten even to take on d4. Attacking g4 is stupid because the king is coming to g3. So, of course, the idea is to put the rook on c8, c5, and a5. So, it's not even necessary to really think a lot here. So, king f2 played. We're following our line with rook c5. Both guys are moving fast. $1.14 for Nepomniachtchi in this position. Guys, let's go to 300 likes. Now we're almost live for 2 hours. So let's do 300 likes in 1 hour time. If they don't finish, of course, before that time. And also, guys, don't forget to subscribe. This is important. You get the notifications, easier to announce the streams. And also, I think we'll do some stuff, of course, beside the World Championship once it ends. So, king f2, rook c5. I'll check also the settings on Twitch. And you were telling me that it's possible to stream on both platforms simultaneously, but I have to check for the settings. Is it possible to set the latency for ultra low there? Should you do that, or it's not important? So guys, somebody will have to explain it to me, as you know that I am a boomer in all this technical stuff. So rook c5. We saw here that white can go bishop f3, rook a5, rook d2, and then rook a3 is the move, and the balance is maintained by black. Another idea is to put the bishop on d1 and b3 and go king g3 later on, which also doesn't bring much, just around draw the position is. And well, Ding should think now how to put some pressure. Clearly he made all the normal moves and all the moves were just very natural. Now it's time to calculate. Rook a5 is coming, rook to a3. The pawn will hang on c3 and the other rook can come to c8. Nepo is probably aware of these positions and he thinks they're drawish and probably remembers some direct lines by engine and that the evaluation was equal. So I would once again say that Ding probably had to play h3 himself, not allowing g4. I mean, not allowing h3 as was played in the game, and not getting this position that we have now with h3 and g4 played by white. I think that he could really play it better, but at the same time, in this position he was opting for. Now he has it. I think he doesn't have too many chances to win the game, but it contains a bit some venom if he finds the way to put pressure on black here. Like even bishop f3 still has to be calculated. Rook a5, rook d2, rook a3 that we have seen. One of the lines, bishop d1, maybe to put the bishop on b3. Let's maybe see something like this. For example, white goes bishop d1 to go to b3, and let's say black goes there. Can we go here? Let's say rook hc8, attacking c4, rook f8, king f6, let's say bishop b3, and the rook goes to h8. And the problems of white's position are clear. I mean, white is defending the c4 pawn, but the point is that the bishop is so passive that it's like one more pawn there on the flank. So white should think of, I don't know, bringing the bishop to f5 somehow, playing some rook f4, bishop c2, f5. So maybe now the idea would be to play this, and I don't know, if black goes there, let's say, maybe pulling some edge a bit, but still not sure how much it really gives to white. Not sure at all. Okay, bishop f3 that we were talking about here is maybe interesting. So rook a5. If we take on b7, rook takes, king g3, just rook c2, yeah. Attacking this guy. Rook d3. Black cannot go too much there because they can still, but some kind of advantage. Maybe a5 c, something like this they should go for, because this type of lines are sometimes tricky because some c6s, c7s. You have to see that rook g2 is possible. You know, I mean, king h3, some rook g1 with mates like this. Okay, this is more or less visible. King f3, rook h2, king g3. The idea is that now if you go there, I will take, and maybe go there. Still a draw, but at least to calculate this maybe a bit harder. So this, king h3, rook some d8. The bishop is also stuck there. A pawn is very strong. But you know, to calculate such things, sometimes it's not easy over the board. Over the board, it's not easy. Just checking ideas, trying to find something maybe playable for white. This is the option, then takes and rook c3. You were following this line, bishop d5, and let's say rook g8 attacking g4, rook e2. I was saying that this is still a little bit tricky. This takes. I don't know. You see there are some ideas with c5, trying to distract the rook from here and to get the king there. Yeah, something like this, but can we have real chances to play like this? Let's say this king g3, trying to get this guy k2. Probably possible, I don't know, because if you go there, some rook e5s, still, I don't know, not much, but playable, maybe. Also, he has to go for this in case he wants some chances, at least. Some kind of positions like this to make Nepo calculate and be not sure in some of the lines. Ooh, a4, interesting. a4. What's the idea of a4, guys? a4. That's a bit strange. He just doesn't want to allow rook a5, rook a3. A little bit strange because the pawn on a4 will be weak for a long time, but actually strange is that he took such a positional decision fast. a4 is a bit strange, guys. a4 is a bit strange. The strange is not the fact of making this move, is that the point of a4, first of all, is not yet clear, and the second is that the pawn in the endgames, in the bishop endgames, will be hanging all the time. Even if black plays just b6 and exchanges all the rooks, all the time the a4 pawn will be hanging, will be a weakness. That's why it's kind of strange, seemingly, but (1 hour 9 minutes). (1 hour 9 minutes). Bishop d1 played. I don't know if even if black plays just rook c5, rook c8 again. Can they just go like this? I just don't understand. Let's say this. Maybe this is the idea somehow, because there he wants to press it already. It's bishop f3 stuff. Okay, if they go like this, we'll go here. They go like this, let's say, then bishop f3, and he wants to get there or get to c6. Okay, okay, now I understand more or less the idea. Some tricks connected with king g3 and bishop f3. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, okay. So black should generally go b6 and, or maybe some rook e5, but b6, let's say king g3 and rook h6. Rook h6 is a bit strange. I mean, you don't want to go like this in a game. Bishop c2 and then you have to go king f8. Rook e5 here, can go there. Rook c5 here, can go here. Well, sets at least some kind of interesting trick. Do you want to play rook e5 here by black? Is it possible? It is possible, but you have to calculate bishop f3, rook a5. Already a bit complicated. This is possibility here to play this takes. Rook d8. You have to understand that you have to go rook d8. Some tricks maybe interesting in terms of practical play. This bishop d1. We have a drawish position now. According to computer, different ways are drawing the position, but for practical play, always something is more tricky than at home. At home, having coffee, having the position on the board, not really stressing. Another story. Guys, like the stream and subscribe. We have to make 300 likes in 1 hour time, so maybe in 50 minutes or 52 minutes or something. So guys, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and let's do more for chess and for the sake of popularization of our game that we all like and some of us even love. Yeah, so bishop d1 played. Okay. Yeah, this position is, well, practically some tricks guys, some tricks. Karim Mohammed, you can definitely stream simultaneously on both YouTube and Twitch, but Twitch is going to be a bit tricky to set up if you have never done it before. I've never done it before, and I have no idea. Why is it tricky to set it up properly? I think I care most about the latency there. Is it a problem to set it up, or what's the problem to set it up actually? So Karim, if you can elaborate on that, please try to write it down, or I will need some technical guy to help me in this. Not too hard, but probably an important case of setting up the Twitch. So we have now 83 concurrent viewers, 250 likes. Our goal is to make in 50 minutes, about 50 minutes, to make 300 likes. I am not streaming with anyone at the moment. I will have to check the Zoom options and stuff so that I can bring someone to the stream properly, and there is no problem. As I remember, there were sometimes from time to time problems on the Zoom. I think that we can make it perfectly fine, and then I will just go live with someone and also be able to invite guests through the Zoom calls and stuff for the podcast style of interviews and for watching the games or analyzing some lines, let's say, together online. And I think it will be entertaining anyway for the fans, for the people who are subscribed to the channel, and for other fans around the world who are liking chess and want to see more content. Because I think that out of top 10 players in the world, and maybe even out of top 100 players in the world, I think there is not even 20% that are streaming anything. So everyone is busy with their own schedule. But I think that nowadays you have to also appear online if you are in shape. So that would be cool to change the trend totally. And I think Nakamura, of course, for this does a lot. So yeah, nuance, Gadiwala, not bad. Of course, I remember times. So the Gadiwala song is amazing. You know that I'm a big fan of it. I even listened to it a few times at least in the candidates 2022 June. Ended in July, but June, most of its part was in June. You should ask from Hikaru. He's now a pro streamer. Yeah, of course, but I mean, he's busy with his stuff. I don't think that he's the right person for me to ask for help in setting up the Twitch, because it will be like setting up the board. If somebody asks me to set up the board, like from another continent, it would be strange. Some people just spend time on Twitter. Yeah, I do as well. Anish, I think, is amazing there. Also, it's a pity that he's not streaming anymore that much. He's now only streaming on the official channels, I think. Kartik Gupta, do you still believe in Bitcoin? Well, yeah, I think it's not a financial advice, but I think it's a great thing, of course. The Bitcoin, in my opinion, has bright future. But once again, it's not a financial advice. Just don't spend all of your money there and then blame me. Nope. Raja Saludos, greetings from Oklahoma. Oh, hello. To all of the US viewers as well. And now we are what? Expecting Jan to play something, but I must tell you now it's a bit more tricky because he was doing the moves fast and now he has to really calculate the consequences of different types of endgames. They are both very tired, very stressed, stressed out, stressed, tired. Of course, the situation and much match and much pressure as well on them. So on their shoulders, they have 5 games to play. Now it's move 26 in game 10. So it means that we have, beside this game, 4 more games to play. The pressure is growing, especially on the challenger Nepomniachtchi, who is leading now, and every game makes him, like, every draw in every game now makes just one step for him closer to the title. So it's more and more stressful because months, years and life of work is behind getting there into this match. And of course he's very stressed for sure because the goal is so close that that losing now or losing this chance or giving it up, of course, is very frustrating. He knows it. He plays for it, fights for it, and will try to, of course, keep the black color and pressurize maybe slightly Ding-Nepo as white, as he understands that any game can be crucial and any game can be lost and anything. So today we see that he's trying to show his preparation. It was quite deep and it is quite deep. He got a equal position now at move 26 according to the engines, but the only thing is that after king g3 he has to be careful with the way he wants to withstand white's pressure. So after king g3 we said that rook h6 is the move, not an easy move to make. Let's see how Nepomniachtchi deals with it after king g3 is played. I guess this is the idea of Ding-Nepo, to play king g3 and then to try to put black in some zugzwang situation and bring the bishop to f3 to d5 in case the rook a5 moves, or bring the bishop to c2 and f5. The most important thing is, of course, to take the control over the h3 pawn so that the rook is always stuck there on h-line, and then try to find out if some ideas are possible to exert pressure on black. And I don't see exact way to put the pressure on black, but practical play, you know, anything can happen, any mistake can come at a very inappropriate moment, some miscalculation, fast play instead of considering the options, and so on. Many things can happen in a very stressful situation, so let's wait for the move. In my opinion, king g3 will come, and it will not take a lot of time from Ding-Nepo, even though probably he will have to calculate some lines right now. He is thinking, I can see on the video. Sitting over the board, not in the restroom. My opinion on today's game is that Ding is doing things properly now. He's trying to exert little pressure on Nepo without taking too many risks. He's also tired, but he tries the ideas. Today they probably had, him and his team, they had some idea in this queen f3 line, some tricky idea maybe, but it didn't work well because they didn't know the line that Jan chose. There were not too many games by correspondence there, so bishop c5 was the move. And somehow after bishop c5, black is just completely fine, and they're just making draw by the engine at least. And he was caught by surprise, Ding-Nepo. Still out of that position, he managed to find some slight plus, practical, with some possibilities to put some pressure on black's position long term. Maybe that's the way for him now to proceed. He doesn't have to rush. At the same time, he has to keep the black color, and maybe if there are some counter chances, he has to take the possibility to press on white's position, especially that, of course, Nepomniachtchi is also playing under pressure and misses a lot of stuff and also tired. So we will see. And the finish of this match, we're now at game 9, at game 10. So with this game, there are 5 games to go. So I would say 4.5, because half of the game probably is played here. Now the ball is on white side. They have to decide what they do after b6. My suggestion is, of course, king g3 and play this position. Otherwise, I don't see too many options. Bringing the king to the queen's flank, it seems stupid because h3 pawn is there. So all the time some counterplay with attacks on the h pawn is possible. Yeah, of course, I like more white's position in terms of practical chances for a win. So let's just put that in game on the board and see. Yeah, so he took it there. Queen takes, or bishop takes, doesn't matter. It's the same position. Takes. Rook takes d6, bishop goes to e6. In this position, Nepo knows the plan, of course. King comes to e7, rook to c8 and c5. So bishop e6. Now white went f4, and we said that h3 is maybe a bit more precise to keep some kind of tension. King d7, rook d4. The idea is not to let the f4, g takes f4 and h3, so that the pawn stays on h4 and is weak. But Ding-Nepo decides on another option, f4 immediately. So he says that he doesn't care about h3. King d7 first, rook d4. So king d7 is an intermezzo. G takes f4, rook takes f4. h3. That's why it was possible for white to play h3, not to allow h3 themselves. So h3, g4. There is no point to play g3 because you can't attack the pawn on h anymore. So g4 and bringing the king to g3 is normal. Rook c8, king f2, of course. It's an endgame, so we bring the king to the center. Rook c5. And now fast a4. I was surprised a bit that he played a4 so fast. It seemed to me that here he has to think about structural ideas. Bishop d1, maybe calculate bishop f3, rook a5, rook d2. Then probably he didn't like rook a3 positions, so he didn't go for this. And we said that bishop takes b7, rook c3, bishop d5. White is slightly better, but still it's a draw objectively. So he went a4. Nepo immediately went rook a5 without too much thinking. Bishop d1, and goes quite fast b6. Very straightforward and confident play. And now we're expecting Ding to do something, but not easy, of course. Maybe king g3 is the move. Otherwise, I don't see anything else what white can do. They can play something like rook e4 maybe as well. Rook d4, rook f4, anything. But according to the engines, it's a draw. But engines, we know, probably the first position that we start with, the initial one, is also a draw. So this is a bit unfair. So guys, subscribe, like the stream. Let's go to 300. About 40 minutes to go now, and the position is simple, but still contains some venom. Ding-Nepo is now over the board, thinking. Yeah, and probably will take some decision like king g3. Otherwise, I don't see what he can do much here. Hard really to say. I don't see too many moves except that king to g3, some rook to e4, whatever. Like this maybe, this and then king g3, something like this. Also possible. So Nailakes is asking, whom are you rooting honestly? No one, to be honest. I'm just neutral. Both players are okay. I mean, they are contenders now for the title. Strong players, normal relations with both, seemingly, at least. I don't know, maybe what's happening in their souls. Yep. Can Ding play something like Benoni next game? No, I don't think so. I think it will be classical, something more classical still. But Benoni, he cannot go in general against e4. It's not easy to go Benoni. Arjun played a great tournament in Kazakhstan. He made like 9.5 out of 11, so that's kind of a display and performance, amazing one. Yep. So I'm expecting king g3, but as well for sure he's calculating some rook fe4, rook d4. Yeah, and then Nepo will have to decide what he's doing against king g3, how to put the pieces. Rook h6, I must tell, is not an easy move. Maybe he can find it, because then, I mean, there is a possibility to transfer the king to f8 and g7. Why is it necessary? Nobody knows, but at least here, what do you think he's afraid of? Rook e5, maybe? Not much. Rook c8, we said king h3, of course. Rook c5, normal move. Then bishop comes to f3, and after rook a5 we said some bishop c6 is possible. I don't know how good it is for white, but maybe it's some kind of play here. Is it? This one, I mean this, because I mean now you have to take with an f, and this one is moving a bit, so kind of play. A pawn is also coming, but I don't know, king g2, some h4, maybe some kind of play. b6, and he's sinking still. Still sinking. Okay. So let's just see in this position what can be the thoughts of Ding-Liren. Bishop c2, maybe I'm thinking about to play bishop, but bishop f5 you don't play too much. You can at some point, but not now, you know, even rook e5 is possible. Then maybe rook f3, something like this. No, rook g8 still. I don't know, it seems king g3 is the move. Yeah guys, only 28 likes to go to 300, is it? Ding-Liren has 49 minutes against 1 hour of Nepomniachtchi, and there is 14 moves to make. Also, it depends. Sometimes there are 20 moves to make, but simple position, you go there and back. In this one, if it gets a bit more complicated in the end game, sometimes you need to calculate for a long time. So probably he needs to make some faster moves, Ding-Liren. But he's also afraid that when he moves fast in this position, he can just let all the advantage just, you know, disappear immediately after some kind of slight mistake, slight inaccuracy. That's why he's taking time here. He's not in the risk of losing. he can take some time to exert some pressure on Nepo, and nothing else too much rather than king g3 I see here. So I would expect him to go king g3 finally, even after considering different options. Now it's almost 2.5 hours. We're live on the stream. We have made 5 to 7 minutes break, maybe 10 minutes more break. Now just want to see, of course, Ding make a move here, and we want to see, of course, some maybe long game, even though sometimes it's tiring even for us, but for the sake of the match, for the drama, for the viewers, spectators, of course, maybe the match that goes with dramatic results and, you know, longer plays, more interesting. I don't have specific favorite Indian player. Anand, I would say, of course, but otherwise, I mean, have a lot of friends and people who I'm interacting with, but I don't have something called, like, you know, favorite Indian chess player. Yeah, they're all good players, a lot of them there, and no specific one that I like more than others. Vishu, of course, I know for a long time, so I consider him more as a friend rather than the favorite chess player or something. Yeah, king g3 is okay. Davis, Wong, Hong Kong. Eric, I see Christian Murray says coming strong. Yeah. I mean, what he's doing now is quite good, especially in rapid and blitz events. I mean, he's showing the real class. Now he did this 9.5 out of 11. Beautiful display. I haven't seen the games, but probably they're very exciting as well. And I guess they will be published in the Weekend Chess just tomorrow evening. Usually we're downloading it. You are using, guys, the Weekend Chess, stuff? Also, guys, I will just mention the email again, so you can message me with maybe some thoughts that you have, some ideas beside the comments in the stream. Also share some links and stuff, maybe something funny, something interesting, or you have some topics to talk about, or you have some ideas for the streams, anything. So just message me maybe to this email, easier, because I check it in any case from time to time and will be able to see what are your thoughts. Yeah, thank you. So this position, he's thinking for how long? Let's see. He's thinking for 15 minutes, almost 16 minutes. Yes, right now 16 minutes. 16 minutes thought for Ding-Liren. Do you admire Timur Gareev? Well, he does a lot of stuff for popularizing the game, and everyone who does a lot for the sake of chess and for the sake of popularizing the game, I like these people generally. I may even not like them personally. For example, it's not Timur Gareev's case, it's just generally, I mean, that it's possible. Sometimes there is a sympathy to the person or anti-sympathy, I don't know what's called. So, but still, when they do a lot for chess, for popularization of the game, it's great. So it doesn't matter my own feelings about the person, just the fact that they do a lot for chess is very important. So in that case, I admire these people, of course. Timur Gareev is a cool guy, as I've heard, but I don't know him much. I think he was on the candidates, I saw him there. That's it, more or less. I didn't talk much to him. PDF, this is a question related to the French game a few days ago. In Caruana's post conference, he said knight f6 versus Atars is considered dubious now. I played, so I wonder which line he was referring to. Well, I think he's talking about the line with e5, knight d7, bishop d3, c5, c3, knight c6, knight e2, and these positions are slightly more preferable to white, and white is having some kind of slight pull there. They're also playable. I think official theory doesn't say that black is doing badly, but at least you have to play with the structure with d5 and e6 pawns, go around and also check precisely the lines there. There are some rook sacrifices, like exchange sacrifices on f3. There are like a lot of correspondence computer games nowadays. This you have to check, and also you have to be aware, because in many lines and in many openings the position is draw, and the evaluation is equal. The final evaluation or the final theoretical, conclusion is that it's equal. But at the same time, you can see that the games are played, the games are won or lost, and so on. So it means that there is a lot of play, practical play. So you forget the line, you forget the evaluation, you found yourself in some equal position, but you play it badly, you don't feel it well, and so on. There are different factors in chess, human factors. Let's say, for example, from time to time we just forget some things in the shop, in the car, in wherever we go, somewhere in tube, or in airplane or train or whatever. And the same can happen when you're playing a chess game. Yeah? You just forget some line, you forget something, and you're uncomfortable, your mood matters. It's a game, it's a mind game, so, well, it's very complicated. A lot of factors should come together for you to show your real class, to go up to your highest limits, and this takes a lot of effort and a lot of work at home as well. Physical condition, everything matters. So it's not only about theory being good on paper, it's also about you playing good over the board. This is the most important. You have seen in this match both players are quite prepared. I guess they know a lot in their lines. But they get a lot of playable positions where they do blunders and everything, and it's a world championship match for the crown, and they're like second, third players in the world. So Christian Murray says that even computers still beat each other sometimes in theoretical drawing lines. Yeah, that's true. Even this is happening. So what do you want from humans? From humans. Now Liren is somehow thinking a lot, even though he's the one who should pressure with the pawn up. What's going on there? Is him over the board still? Wow, already 20 minutes sold. Of course, very unnecessary to think like this. Maybe he just wants to play a longer game. Maybe he just wants some longer game, some long-lasting game. Yeah, guys, 18 likes to go. We're going ahead of schedule of likes, but still. So to make it 300, please press like. Don't press it twice, otherwise the like will become unlike instead. So 16 likes to go to 300, and we still have around 25 minutes to go. Ding-Nepo is already almost thinking 25 minutes. That's quite a lot of time, let's be fair. For the move, well, I mean, something over 20 minutes is already considered a lot in the chess world, especially in chess world nowadays, because all the players tend to play much faster than they did in the old times. So now the tendency and the trend is to play faster, even if sometimes more inferior move you can make, but overall your average move should be good, which is important. So usually you don't waste 1 hour for one good move and then you will do like 15 bad moves. Quite possible, I must tell you. Christian Murray, will Magnus play the candidates next time? No, I can see that his schedule now, with all this, private jets, pokers, well, I don't know, some kind of ceremonies where you get some kind of prizes, breakthrough prize, something else. I think Well, his schedule now, his routine now is far from the professional chess player's routine. So I have no idea. And also, I don't think that he declined to play the World Championship match to come back and play the candidates and try to qualify. That would be really strange. I mean, he could at least play the match, and then if he would lose the match, for example, which no one believes he would, but let's say if he would just lose, he could play in the candidates immediately. But from now on, he has to qualify and to take a long pass to the crown match again. I don't think he's interested. I think he's not really interested in it anymore. Oh, king g3 and rook h6 comes immediately. So he knows the position simply, guys. He just knows the position. Yep. You can't go rook h6 without knowing the position, I think. And especially so fast. Yeah, so here we just have the guy who knows the position well. He probably knows that after bishop c2 he should go king f8. I think to qualify by rating, I think still he has to play some tournaments probably, no? I have no idea, haven't checked the rules there, but maybe he would, but I'm not sure, guys. I mean, he would not play the candidates again to, to qualify, I think. Just the fact that he's playing the candidates is to downgrade himself. He's like 5 times world champion or something. So what for? Tom Riddle about the FIDE circuit. I think it's a circuit of tournaments around the world, the commercial tournaments with some average rating, opens and everything taken into consideration to get the best player out of this circuit on the position number 1, and then you qualify by the circuit. I think 1 player qualifies there, is it? Or 2? 1, I think. Qualifies as a best player in the circuit. So just qualifies to the candidates directly. Means like he had the best year out of everyone. This is not very objective stuff because some players are just not invited to the tournaments and some are invited, some are playing more, some are playing less. But this is a kind of try from FIDE, maybe a possible one, because we can see now most of the players are exciting there up on the heel of the circuit at the moment. I think it's Gukesh that is leading. Anish is somewhere in the top 3 or 5. By winning the Vaikanzei, I think he proved that he's able to win more tournaments. I think now he's skipping some of the rapids and blitzes, and he wants just to be playing well in the classical chess, as he mentioned after in the interviews and so on. Edward Froley, which colorful buildings are you talking about? I don't get it, sorry. Anshika, to play World Championship against Ding if he wins maybe? No, I don't think so. I think he just doesn't want to play the World Championship anymore. Rook f4 played. Now the king can go to f8. Let's check some simple move like rook h8. Then just rook d5 and the rook goes there. This rook can go to a8 as a possibility. Then rook can come to c5, k5, and if white takes here, just take on c4 with the bishop. Well, let's see. King f8 immediately. I think he just knows everything here. Just moving so fast. Yeah, he's moving too fast. Probably he knows the position simply, or he had it in the analysis. Will you try and get into the candidates again? You came third last time, which is very good. Well, I'll do my best. I will just consider if I will play in the Isle of Man. I think there is an open tournament. I usually don't play in open tournaments, but this is the one with the places to qualify for the candidates. So I will see. I think that means the Baku background. Uh, oh, these buildings that I have on the stream. Yeah, 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 exactly. This ones. Yeah, they're in Baku. Yeah, 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 yeah. They're in Baku. It's Flame Towers. It's a Fairmont Hotel in Baku, so 5-star hotel. I would be happy to qualify in the candidates, but the pass there is always very, very tricky. So it's either World Cup, either this Isle of Man rating, or the circuit winner or something like this. So there are not too many options, but there are some, and of course they're very complicated, but at the same time very exciting ones, and probably some of the best players qualify. Herbert Hoover, would you recommend any books of improving calculation evaluation abilities? Well, I think the puzzles, of course, there are different books on different puzzles. Also, you can probably skip books in this case and just go for like chess tempo, chess.com, some kind of puzzles that they have, the positions to solve and studies as well. But also beside that, I think you have this chess informants. I mean, you don't use it anymore too much. So for the books, maybe Jacob Agard books. They're very exciting, also with explanations. Also, some books that are of what was the author? I think Neustadt books there were. Blogs on the calculation. There are diagrams there, and an answer to the puzzle, how to solve it and stuff at the end of the book, I think. And yeah, some of them, some books like this. Puzzles are very good to solve them, and then your calculation ability, more you do it, more confident you become, of course, and also it trains your mind, your calculative abilities. Yusupov books, maybe Dvoretsky's books, a lot of different stuff. The second one after Agard, yeah, let me just try to find it. I think Neustadt, and the other one is Bloch. So I think he had something like 1,400 positions to solve something like this. I think it's called combinational motifs, something like that. Probably you can download it online even. He had also some kind of 600 combinations. And I remember we were taking this kind of books in the airplanes, traveling to the tournaments and stuff, and I was a kid as well. Later on, just to help yourself maintain the right balance of preparation, like opening preparation, but also calculative preparation. And calculative, we were using Bloch's combinations, Neustadt's as well, Neustadt, I think. Yeah, I still love puzzles from time to time, and I actually will do some, of course, before the tournaments. Let me see what was the right spelling of Neustadt. Let me try, just a moment. I think it's Yakov Neustadt. Let me just find the right one. Improve your chess tactics. Yakov Neustadt, like this. Okay, let me just write it there. I'll just write it now in the chat. Just a moment. Yeah. So this one was good as well. I mean, there can be mistakes because it was like old books. Sometimes, of course, some of the, some of the puzzles are a bit wrong, but a bit. It's like the percentage is small, and anyway, it's great for calculations. Also, I mean, compared now to the computers era that we have all the time, we're checking with the engines and stuff, and some things can be improved, some wins are different, or something from time to time. But the percentage of it is not huge. And in any case, to calculate lines is very important. So you calculate there. Later, you can check with the engine if the decision was correct there, and so on. It's fine. Just you don't care too much about being it like completely fine by the engine or something. Just for calculations is good, and we did it, you know, many times, a lot of years in a row, and as you can see, it helped a bit with the calculations, so it was just fine. And nobody cared. Even nowadays, you don't care much, right, about the engine evaluation. Sometimes they're calculating the lines you see in this match. One gives up the rook on d8, the other one doesn't take it. +6, +7. What if you just put the engine? It's finished. Who cares? Who cares? Some practical play from time to time is even more important. But of course, for calculative skills, yeah, you do the puzzles. Also, you can try like something like Kubel's studies to solve them. They're also good. Christian Murray, the old Bloch spelling books are very popular. Yeah, they were good. They were good. Probably there are a lot of good books nowadays, but I just didn't check anyone's books on the studies or puzzles. You can also use, of course, Dvoretsky's books. You can use the World Champions books on different parts of the chess game. You can use Zurich 1953 candidates by Bronstein. Also, I really suggest a lot. I don't know if there are many in English, but a lot of books of David Bronstein, certainly. And to my mind, one person who deserved to be a world champion. And to my mind, I can, well, consider him a world champion as well. He played 12-12 or something against Botvinnik, so I think he deserves the title, to be honest. But okay, I mean, his books are amazing. If there are like translations to the English, so I think that they're worth reading, really. Tom Smith, well, I'm writing the course for Chessable. I'm not using at the moment it much, but of course I checked some of the courses. They're great. They're doing great. So Rook A8. Let's see the faces of the players. Let me see them. The face of Nepo. Just spent now 3 minutes on his move. It's move 30 now, and for him it's 11 moves left. 55 minutes to go. Nothing really dramatic. Nothing bad. So everything is fine. Tom Smith, I'm working on the Sveshnikov course. Some difficulties in terms of understanding how to write the course precisely, especially the words part, the text part, because chess-wise I can do quite well, but the text and everything is just a lot of stuff to write on. But I think that once I do the proper course, I will be just mastering this, and we'll see exactly how I can do it, how I should do it. So I'll do my best. Christian Murray says ChatGPT. You think I should use ChatGPT for writing the notes? Nice idea, but I think maybe the human way is what you want to see there. Okay. Okay. Yep, let's put it on the board in any case. So we had this position where he went in G3, Rook H6, yeah, Rook H6, Rook Fe4. Seems like Nepo knows everything here. King F8. To find this plan, to know this plan with Rook H6 and King F8, I think it's not pure calculation. I think it's part of the knowledge. Maybe they saw these positions, types of positions at least. So rook d8 check. King of course doesn't go under the pin, because after going to e7 he would just receive this unpleasant blow of rook d5, and then the rook also wants to come to h5 sometimes, can take and then attack the a pawn. Both rooks are disconnected completely. So the point is to protect the d5 square still, so of course fast king g7 and rook a8. White is trying to exert some pressure on the a pawn and sometimes have this rook e8 if the bishop moves. Now we have seen this position, and we said that rook c5 is the best move, and probably Nepo is calculating this and will just do it. After bishop e2, rook returns to a5 and the a4 pawn is hanging, so black is just doing good. We saw that white should maybe take on a7, and now black takes, I think, with the bishop on c4. Any chances for white here? Just practically without the engine, looking at the position. It seems for a while that maybe white can go something like rook e3, protecting the c3 pawn. Now we will check it with the engine and see if any of my evaluations here are correct or not. Then the bishop may go somewhere back, or maybe it shouldn't. Maybe something should be played like rook e6 coming there. Some ideas like this, maybe like rook e6 or anything. But still, maybe some kind of play. Not much visibly here. Seemingly okay for black. If I take, bishop takes e6, let's say, king takes h3, maybe rook c3, king goes whatever, h4. I'm not sure there are too many chances to win this, and probably black can just go bishop b3 or something, exchanging the bishops, takes, then exchanging the pawns. Theoretically drawn position. So okay, let's see now after rook a8. Important decision to take here. Nepo is still thinking. He has to evaluate, of course, the positions. It's different than having the positions with the engine. So now it's rook a8. Black to move. Yep. Christian Murray, are you following Hans Niemann? No, I'm not interested in following him, and I've never followed him, only heard about some scandals in chess around there, but I'm not really following it too much. I'm busy with my stuff and with a lot of things that I'm doing chess-wise, beside chess, family and everything, so really no time to follow Niemann and his problems. Garvitrati now, of course, I think that Nepo has obviously more chances to win the championship because he's leading, but it all depends on the nerves and the stability of nerves of both of these players at the end of the match, because you know this spurt of 4 games at the end is critical, and also today's games should be finished in the proper manner for the black player. I think here white is not in the risk, of course. So rook c5, rook a7 I was showing on the board, bishop c4, and I said maybe rook e3. Yeah, and actually rook e6 is the best move here, yeah. So, Compi shows maybe bishop f3. So the idea after bishop d5 is to go this and take. Maybe, actually. Maybe interesting, by the way. Because if bishop e6, he wants what? He wants the same, so what I wanted. So rook e3 and bishop f3. This is the idea, okay. But I don't know, this is what? g5 somewhere? Or Compi says just this is possible and attacking this guy. So guys, rook c5 more or less draws the game. And rook c7. White may actually go rook d8 here. Ah, rook d8, and maybe you have to go f5. This is a bit another story. Why not rook c5? Oh, rook c5 you also can go, so not a problem. Because f5 is a bit strange to me, so I thought... Yeah, I think rook c5 just draws the game. Ah, he did it. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, so he did it, and I think it's not long left before we finish today's round. It's not even close yet to move 40, but 10 moves to go, but the position just reminds me of something that is close to a draw, and the draw is not far away. Guys, we're at 312 likes. Let's give it one more hour. Now it's 3 hours almost of the stream. Now actually 2 hours and almost 59 minutes. So let's give it one more hour till 4 hours of the stream to make it 400 if we can. It will not be easy because they may just make a draw faster than we think. But anyway, let's do at least 350 likes maybe. 330 to 350 from now on. Also subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and also write comments. What do you want to see? What do you want to have on the streams? What kind of content? What kind of stuff? What is you think is bad? Because what you think is good maybe is a bit less important in this situation if everything is okay on that side. So let's see, he went rook takes a7. So guys, like the stream and subscribe. And now rook a7, bishop takes c4 very fast. Very confident Nepo plays today. I think I like the way he plays. It's just very, very close to a draw. I don't think he will have too many problems. Liren is now having 28 minutes and Nepomniachtchi has 48. Bishop takes c4. Position is simple to calculate. No problems. Yeah, it should be a draw quite fast, and we do not expect anything crucial to happen now. Maybe I'm wrong, but guys, I don't see too many problems for black. The pawn on h3 is protected. The pawn on c3 is weak. White is a pawn up still, of course, but let's be fair, Nepo knows that this position is not bad for black, and that's the case. So great homework from Nepomniachtchi, and I think he's on the verge of making one more draw here, which brings him closer to the title, and he will have 4 games to play. The pressure will be on his shoulders, of course, but also on Ding's shoulders, because if he doesn't win one game at some point, it's the end. He will have 2 whites and 2 blacks in the next 4 games, Ding-Liren. First game he has to play as black, and for himself he has to decide if he plays the game and risks it, or if he tries to balance it and play for a win as white. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens today. And now seemingly Nepo gains confidence after the rest day with this black game where he repeated all the lines, and he got a good position out of the opening. Fast, he surprised Ding, so some kind of blow to Ding's confidence a bit, as they didn't expect bishop c5, so they got into this immediately. And clearly black was having a good mood after the opening. Direct line with not a lot of pieces. Yes, king in the center on the fade, still shaky, but he knew the evaluations and he knew that it's fine for black, so he felt quite comfortable. So basically Jan have to draw four games after this one. 4 games, and he can become the world champion in that case. So very motivating for him, of course, and he will do his best, clearly. But still, it needs a lot of energy to keep the balance, to keep the match under control and finish the match properly. Repeating the lines, being in full control of your nerves. To contest for the world crown is not easy, and probably the hardest part to maintain his ability to play great chess comes now. In the next 4 games he should be in a top shape psychologically first of all, and also chess wise he should show a very, very high level of play, I guess, especially if Ding is up to the challenge. Let's see the end of this game. Rook a e7. What is the idea? If black goes bishop e6, he wants to play rook e3. So I must tell you. Even this is possible. Rook c6 is maybe a bit hard to play, no? Because this guy is under attack. Bishop e6 may be a bit easier. Rook e3, rook g6, yeah? Takes, king f8. A bit some stuff to calculate, so I'm not sure he'll go for this. Let's see. But I think he can really calculate it well. I mean, it's his typical type of play. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. And what we're having here is what? Is drawish position. Drawish position. But with some tricks still available. So let's see. Yeah, we're almost 330 likes. Let's do it, guys. 330 likes and subscriptions. Let me just put the position on the board. Just want to see how tricky does it look for the practical game. Rook c5, rook takes a7, bishop takes c4, rook a7. Strange move to my mind, but maybe the idea is that if he wants, after some rook e6, let's say he wants to take with that rook, this one, and rook e3, and then the king takes on h3, something like this, yeah. Now Nepo has different ways to play. One of the ways to play rook hc6, beautiful one, to sacrifice this pawn, not easy maybe, and to understand that this position is drawn and take on c3. Another way to play is bishop e6, like this. I mean the rook is here, so rook e3, and then to go even for some rook g6s, rook c4s, taking g4, possible. I think is this, king h3, some king f8, then attacking this g4 pawn. Black is fine as well, so yeah, he has different ways to play, but still he has to decide on which move he does here after rook a7. Because white also wants to go for rook e5, I mean rook is only 4, sorry. He wants to go for rook e5 and exchange these rooks, then go rook e3 takes h3. The move a bit contains some venom. Let's see on the decision of Nepo in this position. What will be the decision of Nepo? Okay. Nepo is over the board now, 43 minutes. 43 minutes, but moves, yeah. 8 moves, 9 moves to make for him. 9 moves to make. 43 minutes. More than enough. More than enough. He's not going to spend a lot of time here. Christian Murray, do you feel more comfortable analyzing in a real board rather than a 2D board? Well, it's just some fun. Yeah, it's pleasant. Sometimes when I want to see some games, I also sit over the table and see the games over the board. So it's just more fun from time to time. Yeah, I do like it. I do like it, of course. Looking at the games over the board is fun. It's pleasant. So usually I set up the board somewhere in the apartment, and then yeah, I can even take the the notebook, get the games and just see them over the board, moving pieces. It's pleasant to move pieces, yeah, to make all of these moves, especially when you miss the practical play. It's just pleasant. So rook h6, very strong play by Nepomniachtchi. Nothing to talk about anymore. Just nothing to talk about anymore here. Just a draw. Very, very strong, very, very fast. Nothing to do here. Ding-Liren's c3 pawn is attacked. We are not having a long day, as they call it. Long day in the office is not today. Well, I mean, for me it's like 3 hours and 10 minutes of streaming right now, which is also quite long. But for the players, I mean, and compared to different other streams, when it was like 5.5 hours or something, of course it's not as long as we're used to. So in any case, very cool game. White tried, pressurized a bit. Nepo showed great class in preparation, home preparation. Fast bishop c5 that took Ding-Liren off guard immediately, and he solved most of his problems, remembering the lines, remembering the moves. I think that the crucial moment maybe for putting some pressure was to play h3 instead of f4 for Ding-Liren when he played and pushed f4 fast. Maybe he had to just play h3 first and then play rook d4 after king e7 and go f4 as we saw it. So maybe after the stream you can watch it back again. The position was just slightly better for white, and he would keep this pressure on the h4 pawn. Maybe it was better. Still a draw according to the engine, but at least some slight plus in the evaluation and maybe some more chances. But this also seemed like kind of chances for white, so he went for it, and in fact it proves to be nothing for white. I think we're some moments away from the draw. It will not take both of these players long to make a draw in this position. Maybe 50 minutes I would give it. I would give it maybe around 50 minutes to finish this game. Unless somebody just plays a drawish position for 10 years. Ding-Liren on the verge of moving. He has what? He has like 22 minutes. Well, rushing or not rushing here will not really matter. So now we saw it all. King h3, just bishop moves to e6, attacking c3. Rook takes c3 is coming. And bishop d5 is also possible with rook takes c3 to follow. And a draw is the outcome of today's game. Unless someone goes really crazy, but I do not expect it to happen at all. Rook 7 e5 doesn't change much. Bishop b3 will come there. King takes h3, just bishop d5 or e6. taking on c3 next move, so 22 minutes for Ding meant that he will move faster now, and he's in a good situation in terms of chances to lose. He doesn't have many, so the time is not an important factor in this case. He will just consider some options and will understand that it's a complete draw. What can he do here? Rook e3, or I don't know, e3 maybe. Then again, this bishop e6 is coming and taking on c3. h3 is lost. Pawn up for white. You would expect it to be much better with the pawn up, but the point here is that after taking on c3, black also goes some bishop b3 and stuff, exchanging immediately the bishops, then the rook endgame with b and a pawns. They exchange b pawn on a, and we're getting the g4 h2 pawns for white and the pawn f for black, and the endgame is a rook endgame, which is a complete draw, so there is no chance to win it. Ding-Nepo was 20 minutes, going to play a move. Of course, understands it better than anyone else that today's chance is gone. Today's chance is gone. Yeah, I think it's pre-draw agony, as I call it. Pre-draw agony by Ding-Nepo, the Chinese World Championship title contender. Expressions, facial expressions, body language says that he's going to move soon. The time is not a problem, 18 minutes. The amount of moves that he has to make is just funny for the top GM in this position. It's 9 moves to make with 2 lines to calculate. Yeah, Ding is just thinking, I don't even know what else to tell you here. The position has to be played. He has to make some move. He's thinking, calculating still. All zeros on engines, monitors, on evaluations. The position is draw. Ding understands it. Nepo understands it. 42 minutes here. Confident draw. And we're just waiting to witness hopefully the final moments of this game. Hope that nobody plays 100 moves here with a drawish position, completely drawish position. "16 minutes to go. No, nobody cares, guys, about the time now. Here it's not a crucial factor. In this endgame, he's not having chances to lose it. By no means. So only something crazy if he does it, but I don't expect it to happen. He understands that it's also important not to lose the game. Not only not to win is a problem, but to lose the game is a real problem. Because after making a draw in this game, he will have 4 more chances to play on. He sees that it's a draw. He understands that he didn't manage today. So, sinking, but... Oh guys, we actually went through 330 likes. Now it's 335. Let's try, final try to make it 350 for today. Rook 75. Now bishop b3 just directly draws the game. Bishop b3, beautiful move. If white takes here, takes, rook c3. If, I don't know, even this is possible, and then this also with a direct draw. So whatever you like, guys, just a draw, direct draw. Nepo will come now back to the board and play it quite fast, I think. I don't expect anything like Nepo's 1 hour thought here. He wants to finish the game fast, relax, enjoy the moment where he caught him off guard and made a draw fast and confident as black. He certainly gains confidence with this game. Immediate rook takes e5, rook takes e5, and bishop b3. And he says, let's go home, Ding. Let's go home. Now anything draws him. Can black have fun, or they can't play f5 and have fun here like this? Maybe this is the easiest. This one takes f4. Just f5, I think. Just f5, g takes f5 and rook f4. Was it played? Yeah, of course. Gf, rook f4, king f6, and rook takes f5, guys. Congratulations to the Nepos fans. He's 1 game closer to the World Championship title. Frustration maybe today, but don't be too frustrated. Ding's fans as well. He played a normal game today. He pressured black, even though he got out prepared in the opening. Got into the direct draw. He didn't risk much today. The game was even, and he still put some little pressure on Nepomniachtchi, and probably he's slightly more fit physically, which means that in the last 4 games he will be more physically fit. He has his chance to play on. Now he has to play the game as black, and now it will be interesting to see his decision if he's making it, you know, he's playing for some counterplay as black, or he just makes a draw, or he gets problems. We don't know. We don't know at all. Also, we don't know what to expect from Nepomniachtchi. Probably he will see, and if it's a drawish position, then he will opt for the draw, but otherwise he will try to press and play, because previous game he was standing much better. So let's see what happens tomorrow, and we have a stream, I think, at the same time, I guess, 14:30 Astana time for the 11th game of the match. Thank you for watching with me, and it was a great pleasure having you here. Thank you so much. Please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and let's do it. Bye bye guys. Thank you so much.